my football fans, and welcome to the Touchdown Ladies podcast. We talk football from a fan's point of view. I'm Cindy, your host. Let's just get into it. Now, the latest NFL news is that the new NFL schedule is going to come out May 14th for 2025 season. I can't wait to see what team is playing who for 2025. So look out for that. May 14th will be the new season for the NFL, and it will be posted on that date. Now I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. I know there's a lot of talk about Shedeur Sanders, so I'm not going to get that much into it, but I do want to say he has outsold, in his rookie class, sold the most jersey, and he hasn't even got a number yet. He has not been dedicated a number yet by the Browns, so hopefully it'll be number 2, which he had all his life. He played in Colorado with his number 2, so we have to wait and see. But right now, his jersey is already sold out. People are just waiting for the number. And also on his website, which is 2 Legend, he has 3 items on there, and they're all sold out. So he has the highest selling jersey. And next one is Travis Hunter with number 2. And Cam Ward is number 3 with the most selling out of the jerseys. That's the order. Who sold the most? Those 3. Now, let's talk about the 49ers. Now, the 49ers finally signed George Kittle, the tight end. They signed him to a 4-year deal, $76 million. Now, about time, he's waiting for the extended contract. He finally got his contract. Another player I'm waiting for the 49ers to sign is Brock Purdy, the quarterback. Now, there's been negotiations going back between those two, 49ers and Brock Purdy, for the longest time. I think he is going to get a extended contract. He's in the last year of his rookie contract, and he's waiting to get an extended contract. But there's some talk out there that he might be getting, if they do extend his contract, it's going to be around $50 million. I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to keep an eye on that and see when he signs that contract. There's no deadline. They didn't say for him to sign that contract with the 49ers, so we just have to wait and see. Let's talk about the Steelers. Now, even though the Steelers draft a quarterback, they are still waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. Yes, the Aaron Rodgers saga still continues. He has not signed with them. But Aaron Rodgers was seen at the Kentucky Derby with a ring on his finger. So there's a lot of speculations and rumors that he might have got married. I don't know how true that is. We'll just have to wait and see. You know how Aaron Rodgers is. He loves to be talked about. He likes to keep people guessing. And this is what he does. This is what he does. But he has not made his decision and had not signed a contract with the Steelers. Now, let's talk about Kansas City a little bit. Now, Patrick Mahomes' brother, Graham Walker, yes, his other brother, not the one that's always in trouble, but Graham Walker, he has signed up for minicamp with Kansas City. So we have to wait and see how that's going to go. He did sign up to be at the minicamp for Kansas City, hoping that he'll be able to get on a practice squad or something with the Kansas City. And he plays the position of, he's going to go for a tight end. So that, once again, Patrick Mahomes' brother, Graham Walker, is now signed up for the minicamp in Kansas City. Now, Dallas. Let's talk a bit about Dallas. Now, everybody knows that Micah Parsons and Dallas Cowboys been going back and forth over a contract. They have not gave him a long-term contract yet or extended it. So Michael Parsons right now is in the the final year of his rookie contract, but the Cowboys got the 5th-year option, meaning that they can use the 5th-year option for the 2025 season and pay him $21.3 million instead of giving him the extended contract. We have to wait and see. I think they're going to give him an extended contract. There's no signs of when that's going to get done, but they are still in negotiations to get that done hopefully before the season starts. And I want to shout out to Patriots. Julian Edelman, the wide receiver for the Patriots, has been inducted into the Hall of Fame for the New England Patriots. So congratulations, Julian Edelman, for being inducted to the Patriots Hall of Fame. Now, let's just get into the NFL Spring Football League and the games that I watched over the weekend. And, boy, these games did not disappoint. Like I said, for all my football fans out there, now that the draft is over and you want to watch some football until the training camp start and the preseason start and the regular season start of the NFL, please check out these games. This is only a 10-week league. We're going into week 7. But go out and watch the highlights of these games that I'm going to talk about. They was really good. I mean, yeah. And the first game I'm going to talk about is the Houston Roughnecks versus the Memphis Showboats. Now, the Houston Roughnecks had to win this game in the fourth quarter, and they only won this game by 1 point. Yes, the Roughnecks won over the Showboats 21-20. And boy, like I said, it took the Roughnecks to the fourth quarter to get the job done. And go check out the highlights of the fourth quarter. It was just crazy. It literally came down to the wire, like seconds in the game for them to pull this off. The whole game, they was going back and forth in this game on offense and defense. If you check out the stats on this game, they was pretty close. Both teams were. The quarterback, Jalen McLaurin, he had for the Houston Roughnecks, he had 149 yards and 1 touchdown in this game. And then you have for the Memphis Showboats quarterback, Dresser Wynn, he had 207 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception in this game. And E.J. Perry, which was the starting quarterback for the Memphis Showboats, he only had 6 yards in this game. Now, team yardage overall, the Roughnecks had 209 yards, and the Memphis Showboats had 287 yards in this game. But like I said, check out the highlights in the game. It went down to seconds to win this game. Now, the next game I want to talk about is the Memphis, I keep saying Memphis, I don't know why, the Michigan Panthers versus the D.C. Defenders. Now, I was really rooting for the D.C. Defenders, but they got beat down. I hate to say it, but they got beat down by the Michigan Panthers. The Michigan Panthers wound up winning this game 38-14 over D.C. Defenders. And the D.C. Defenders is a good team on offense and defense, but this week, they just couldn't get it done with the Memphis Showboats. They just came in there and they dominated on this game. The Memphis Showboats, they got a run game going, and that's all she wrote throughout the game. The D.C. Defenders could not stop them. I mean, they could not stop them in this game on offense or defense. But the quarterback, Bryce Perkins, woo, you got to check him out. He's bad, he bad. He had 188 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. And Jordan Tamu, he ain't bad either. He had 259 yards and 2 touchdowns in his game. He used his legs, his arms, anything he can do to win this game, but they just could not get it done. Like I said, against the Panthers' run game just really took over this game. But go out, check out the highlights of this game. You will really enjoy them like I did. Like I said, both these games I really enjoyed. Now, these are the games that I didn't get a chance to watch this weekend that's in the UFL. And I'm going to start off with the San Antonio Brahmas and the Birmingham Stallions. The Birmingham Stallions wound up beating the San Antonio Brahmas 26-3. Now, last year, the San Antonio Brahmas, they made it to the championship game. This year, I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know what's going on with them. They do got a new interim coach. Coach Wade Phillips was out, went out on leave. So I don't know what's going on there, but I was really rooting for them this year to make it back to the championship game. But I don't think that's going to happen. The next game I want to talk about, the St. Louis Battlehawks over the Arlington Renegades, and the St. Louis Battlehawks wind up beating the Arlington Renegades 12-6. That's a really good game, too. I watched the highlights on that one. Now, here are the standings for the UFL going into Week 7. Now, for the XFL Conference, we have the DC Defenders and the St. Louis Battlehawks are 4-2. Then you have the Arlington Renegades, which is 3-3. And then you have the San Antonio Brahmas, which is 1-5. On the UFL side conference, you have the Michigan Panthers and the Birmingham Stallions are 4-2. And the Houston Roughnecks are 3-3. And then the Memphis Showboats are 1-5. Now, the Birmingham Stallions are the reigning champion for 3 years straight. So I'm looking for them to probably make it back to the championship game. If they do, that'd be a 4-time peat if they was to able to win that. We just have to wait and see. Right now, some of the teams, the 2 top teams in each conference will play each other, and then from that winner will go on to the championship game. So right now, there's not really a team that's really dominating. Pretty much, they're pretty even as far as in both these conferences, so we have to wait and see. But we are going into Week 7 of the UFL season. Now, the coach of the week is going to be Bob Stoops. Now, Bob Stoops led the Arlington Renegades to the 2023 XFL champions, and he's entering his 4th year as the head coach of the Arlington Renegades. The former Oklahoma coach who won the 2000 BCS National Championship joins Pete Carroll of the Seattle Seahawks, Jimmy Johnson of the Dallas Cowboys, Barry Switzer of the Dallas Cowboys, and Paul Brown of the Cleveland Browns in an exclusive club. Now, Prior to joining the professional ranks, Stoops spent more than 30 years as a college coach, including 18 seasons as a head coach at Oklahoma from 1999 to 2016. He was briefly returned to Oklahoma as an interim basis in 2021, leading the Sooners to win in the Alamo Bowl. Stoops is the winningest coach in Oklahoma's program history with 191 wins and 78 losses, all-time record. He was inducted into the College Hall of Fame in 2021. Stoops led the Sooners to a school record of 18 consecutive bowl games, including the BCS National Championship in 2000. In just his second season at head coach, he guided the team to 10-12 big championships, and no other program won more than 2 conference titles during his 18 years in Norman. Stoops coached 4 Oklahoma quarterbacks that either won the Heisman Trophy under his watch or would go on to win the award after he retired. And that was Jason White in 2003, Sam Beckford 2008, Baker Mayfield 2017, and Kyler Murray 2018. The Youngstown, Ohio native is a 6-time winner of the BC 12 Coach of the Year Award and won the Paul Beers Bryant Award as the national top coach in 2000. He also won the national championship as an assistant coach at Florida in 1996. Stoops was a defensive tackle at the University of Iowa and earned team MVP honors in 1982. He was teammate at the Iowa with 2 current Renegade assistant coaches, Jonathan Hayes, and Chuck Long. And that is our coach of the week, Bob Stoops, the head coach of the Arlington Renegades. Now, for all my rookies that didn't get drafted in the NFL draft, well, there's hope if you still want to play football after college. And here are some of the leagues that you can play on. Now, they don't have the glitz and glamour of the NFL, and they don't have the money of the NFL, but if you're still interested in playing football after college, these are some of the leagues that you can look into. The first one is the AF1, which is Arena Football 1, the IFL, the Indoor Football League, the XFL, Extreme Football League, the MFL, the Minor Football League, the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and then you have the EFL, the European Football League. And those are some of the leagues if you're still interested in playing football after college. Well, this is a part of the show. If you want to reach out to me, you can email me at touchdownladies@gmail.com. That's touchdownladies@gmail.com. Well, this is the end of the show, and I like to end the show on a positive note, and I do something that I call Facts, Fun, and Football, where I go into my jar here and pick out something fun to end the show. Let's see what we're going to get. And this is going to be a fun fact. The 2000 Baltimore Ravens, who won the Super Bowl that year, went 5 games that season where they didn't score a single touchdown. And this is Sandy from the Touchdown Ladies saying, don't forget to smile, be happy, be kind, put your action behind your plan, and keep moving forward. And I'll talk to you later.